why you should garage your classic Mercedes. "15 years ago, when I was 22 years old and young and not that smart, I didn't realize the importance of keeping your car in a garage. I just thought that cars would stay nice if they were sitting outside and they were cleaned once in a while. I didn't understand how cars rusted, why paint deteriorates, why dashboard cracks. But now I've learned about my three friends having dealt with this for the past 15 years. And those three friends, or frenemies, are UV light, atmospheric humidity, and what's the third one? Moisture accumulation. So, well, actually just dirt accumulation, any kind of accumulation of a substance that is not grease or oil. So here's why classic Mercedes deteriorate and how if you don't garage them. First of all, atmospheric humidity comes in and builds up inside the sealed panels of your car. Think the parts that you will never see. Rocker arms, A-pillars, sunroof trays, inner rocker panels, the channels that run down the front of the car and support the structure of the car. Jack points inside the rocker, firewalls, areas under fuse boxes, wheel arches. All these areas, if they build up moisture inside, they will start to rust from the inside out, and that's the key. Once you start to see the rust, it's already embedded deep in the car. They don't, just because you see rust on the outside doesn't mean there's none on the inside. Quite the opposite. Rust that starts on the inside always moves to the outside. Number two, another really serious issue that we see is ultraviolet light. So that's how dashboards crack. Palomino interiors turn pink, wood fades and cracks, carpets fade because of lack of garaging. That's why the cars that that are not my 400,000 mile 300D, unless I'm driving them during the day and at night, stay garaged. They do not go out into the elements. It's just too much. So, if you guys really want to help me, by the way, keep my customer cars nice, wait until I have openings in my shop instead of trying to pack the cars in, so I can keep the cars inside during the day as well instead of just at night. But atmospheric humidity is a big one. UV light is a big one, especially if you start off with a perfect dashboard. And extreme cold is another one. Don't let your dash freeze, it'll crack. The third one is accumulation of mud and debris. Now, I don't so much worry about petrochemical accumulation because it acts as sort of a type of inadvertent rust proofing. But mud, salt, sand, water, all those accumulants that aren't supposed to be there that can retain moisture will build up in places that they're not supposed to and rust cars out from, again, from the inside out. Like in the front fenders of the W108, dirt would get trapped behind the headlights. And then you leave the car outside and combine it with a little atmospheric humidity and you have a dirt sponge. And the dirt sponge absorbs water, and the water causes the area above the headlight to rust. Just saying, it's just a real common problem. In 123 series cars, it's in the bottom of the fender. And on any of the cars, it could be in the sunroof tray. So I'm just, telling you. So, this is why if you have a nice classic Mercedes, you should garage it. The cars aren't disposable. They don't make more of them. You can't call Mercedes and say, I'd like to order a new body for my 350 SDL. Hey, can your dealer install the engine? Oh, $1,500. Well, can you do it for $1,350? No, those days are gone. Sorry. And if you think that for some reason you can get around it, then no, you can't. And if you think the car is just an old car or whatever, maybe you don't deserve to own that car anymore. Maybe you should find somebody who does deserve it, So now I want to add a tagline here about carports versus garages. Here's when carports are okay, and here's when they're not. Carports are good when they keep out the UV light and they're much bigger than the car. when they are not near an ocean. We'll say like 15 miles from an ocean or more. And when you don't have a bunch of dirty roads, nasty roads in your area, or a dirt floor or whatever. So they need to have a full concrete floor. They can't have like a bunch of little concrete stones that you pull up on. They need to be big enough. They need to be structurally sound. They can't just blow away if there's a hurricane. They can't be under a giant tree that's going to fall on the carport, crush it, and destroy your car. So I'm in favor of people having carports, you know, instead of, it's much better than nothing at all. But keep in mind that especially when you're near an ocean, they still let a lot of humidity in. They may keep some of the UV out, which is good, but your long-term plan needs to be, if you understand what a great car this is, don't let it rot in the sun and the rain. End of story.
What about the covers?
No. A car cover is just a balloon that traps moisture inside. The car needs to be garaged before a cover really does anything. You know, my friend Dave McDonald has a bunch of cars under covers that he's been incubating in his backyard now for years. And some of them were pretty decent cars 15 years ago. I don't know about now, but, you know, we have to take the covers off and see, I guess. What a horrible experiment. All right, so if you guys found this video informative and helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. Tap the bell for notifications. And please keep your Mercedes Benz out of the wind, rain, humidity, salt, sun, sand, etc. Because you're not going to get another one, okay? That's just how life is.